Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Addie and today we are back with a different sort of video. Today we are making over the Vatore siblings. So these two live in Forgotten Hollow. They are both vampires, and I imagined they were newer vampires, so definitely not used to the vampire existence, not used to the restrictions of vampire life. And I also imagined that they probably that one of them got turned, and then they were like, well, we can't live apart. So the other one then decided be um to be turned. They turned each other. Um, well, one of them got turned, and then that one that got turned got um, they decided to turn the other one. So the first thing that we are doing is going through and actually like editing. Well, I decided to do her first outfit, like her everyday outfit first, because frankly, it's kind of ugly. So, we do have that, and then I am going through and adjusting her features a little bit. Uh, I feel like The Sims is like really afraid of having like hooked noses. So like the noses that are like I call them convex noses. So instead of having the point turn, like the end of your nose turn up, it turns down, and like your bridge is really tall. So I feel like The Sims is really um afraid of that. Um so I decided to give them both convex noses. So they have, I don't actually know the word for like the technical word for it, but that's what I call them. And then I decided to go ahead and actually change Lilith's hair. I feel like Lilith Vitor and Lilith Pleasant would be like best friends. Either that or they would be dating. I'm either way. So I'm going through and adding in makeup. I definitely feel like Lilith has more of like a soft goth sort of look to her. So we did that for pretty much all of her outfits, and then she ends up having a lot of like purple in her wardrobe, so I made sure that was one of her favorite colors. These I was going to do a limited pack update for them, and then I decided that that was not going to happen. So I decided to actually switch to not doing that. Um, and then I had a hard time with her um party wear because I felt like none of the outfits that I wanted her to wear actually looked good with these leggings or these tights or whatever you want to call them. I felt like they were a little bit like I really wanted you to be able to see the skulls, and you just couldn't. So I did what I had to do to make it look not horrible. And then we end up quick change of her party or her um swimwear, and don't actually remember what I ended up choosing for her hot weather. I think it was just like an all black outfit that was kind of simple. And then we go ahead, and I did not realize that those were necklaces. So we go ahead and fix that. And then give her a little necklace, and we are off onto her um, cold weather. And I did want to talk a little bit about her because I did imagine that she was a little bit more like like I was talking about earlier, I imagined that they were actually turned pretty recently, so just within the past couple of decades. And I felt like they probably were not too used to being um like vampires yet. So they they definitely are more human in terms of like hobbies and passions. I did feel like they still sort of feel like college students. Maybe they're like 23, 25, but I did feel like um they were more like college students. And I also imagined that they were twins. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did imagine that they were twins. And I I felt like Lilith was definitely lesbian. And then I felt like Caleb was probably gay. Although maybe not like gay, but just like not straight, if that makes sense. So we have that, and then he changes a lot. He changes a lot. We end up changing his hair from whatever the fuck this is to something else. His whole face gets changed. I felt like I don't know, his eyes, I don't know, his whole like like his whole proportions of like his face was were really off. Um, and so I ended up changing that quite a bit. And then, like I said, I did end up giving them the same sort of lip or same sort of nose. And then I changed his chin because I feel like it looks better. Um, and then we are going through, and hairstyles now. And as I was like fixing his face, I was like, this guy is giving me like Edward Cullen's from fucking Twilight. And I don't know if I necessarily like that, but it is what it is. So I changed his skin color to be a little bit warmer because I feel like Edward is like, if I were to make Edward, he would be like a cool undertone. So I decided to change Caleb's skin color to be a little bit warmer. And right now, I'm trying to go through and pick outfits for like a couple of different hobbies. Um, and it's not working very well, but we are we are struggling a little bit. Um, but I feel like once we get that figured out, it actually moves really quick. So we end up his color palette is very light. So a lot of gold, a lot of white. I definitely felt like he was trying to be like relatable and like not dark and dreary and not like a Vlad. And Vlad is very black and red. So we end up um going and trying to make him like the opposite of Vlad because again, I did feel like they were trying to be like the opposite of Vlad. Um so right now we are fixing up his party wear and then moving on to his swimwear, and that was really quick. I just added more layers. And then, like I was saying, his color scheme ends up being more of a like white and gold and pink and blue, more on the blue than the pink, but even still. Um, and then he ends up wearing just like a plain jacket for his outerwear. And during this whole thing, like, I realized how much I don't understand why people think Edward from Twilight is attractive. Like, in my head, he's just like shitty. Um, and so yeah. So we are fixing his face, and then I had to fix it, but we are all good and they are available on the gallery. And if you liked this, if you would like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot, and I will see all of you next time.